Alright, my viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So, time to have a reasoning, my peeps, time to have a reasoning. Over the last couple of days, I have been talking about franchise cricket and how I believe that some of the West Indian players or West Indies players need to sidestep some of these leagues and play some red ball cricket to see if they can work on their fundamental skills that they're lacking, work on their technique so that they can eventually have a fruitful career at the international level. So we have been talking about it for a little while, and earlier today I was actually doing some reading and I saw an interview where the Indian coach Rahul Dravid did, and he was basically asked after getting beaten by England. He was asked whether or not the Indians, if they are at a disadvantage, seeing that they don't allow their players to play in different leagues across the world. And he was basically saying that yes, you know, especially when you look at a team like England, where their players play right across the board in different T20 leagues, it's definitely going to put the English players at an advantage. But he also went on to say that they are not going to let their cricket get to a level where, you know, T20 cricket affect the red ball cricket as how we would have seen it affecting the West Indies cricket. Yes, my peeps, he spoke about the West Indies cricket clearly. And he was saying that some of these T20 leagues, they actually take place at the peak of their season. And when he spoke about the peak of their season, he was talking about the different red ball tournaments that they have going on over there in India, because I think they have maybe three or four major red ball tournaments that they have going on. And what he was saying is that if the board of control, the people that in charge of India cricket, if they should open up and say, all right, allow the players to go and play in these different leagues, it would be the end of their red ball cricket, the end of test cricket, probably for them, because most of their players would be in demand. And that is, you have to agree with that. Most of their players would be in demand, my viewers and subscribers. People from all across the world would look to sign these players, right? And they would not get an opportunity to play in the red ball leagues that is basically there to help develop the players. As I said, he spoke about West Indies cricket and saying that we would have seen where quite a few of the talented West Indians would have decided to take the route of playing franchise cricket, and they are hardly available for their test team. Not only are they hardly available to play test and ODI for their team, but they don't play any sort of regional cricket. Really, they don't. The guys that are expected to really go on to play international cricket, they don't really play the red ball cricket. And we have been talking about this for a while, my peeps, and it is not something that is hidden. Once you're watching cricket, you can clearly see it, and that is why Rahul Dravid used us as a perfect example, a bad example that is. Right? Gone are the days when West Indies cricket is being used as good example, where they can talk about our pace bowlers, our batsmen. Anything that we're going to be used as now is a bad example. And he was basically saying this is the reason why they try to keep a tight leash on the players, to make sure that, you know, during the peak of their tour of the different trophies that they have going on, the different tournaments, during the peak of those, they don't have the players zipping off to all over the world to play in T20 leagues. But having said that, I know some of the people in the comment section will be talking about Indians can manage to pay, and I agree. The Indians can manage to pay the players, and what they are getting paid in what they would call the first class system over there is probably more than what some of the West Indian players are getting to play international cricket for West Indies, much less first class cricket. So all of those who are going to wait to pick on that. Let me just say it from now. I clearly understand that the Indian players are getting, you know, money that just to play first class cricket, right? They are getting the amount of money they are getting, that is probably more than what some of the players are getting to play international cricket for West Indies. Might sound harsh or might sound away, but it is the truth. You understand? So we understand that money is one of the main reasons why they are able to hold them. But even if you can say that, right, they would want to win a T20 tournament. Let's put it that way. And they are willing not to sacrifice their red ball cricket because of that. Because the man clearly said that if players go and play in different leagues, obviously they are going to get used to other bowlers, get used to conditions, so it would benefit the team. But it's going to probably bring an end to their test cricket, because it's going to break up their first class system, and they are not willing to do that. Going forward, we might see where they allow certain players to go, where they allow players to go and play in one league or two leagues, but to give them freedom of roaming all over the place. That's not going to happen anytime soon, it seems. And as I would have said, I know it all comes down to money, and the Indians, they are able to pay their players. But something must be put into writing, into contract by CWI. Most of these players come through under 19 and they eventually sign a professional contract with CWI before a franchise team pick them up. Put something in the contract. I'm not saying you have to hold on the players or anything, you know. But when a player is transitioning from under 19, he's more likely to sign a contract to say, listen, you are able to take part in one or two leagues or whatever the case is. But when they have freedom of movement, they're not going to really do it. So I'm just saying this to say that, my viewers and subscribers, everybody sees and know what the problem is with West Indies cricket. Everybody sees it. Because the man was clearly able to use us as a perfect bad example, if you can talk like that, as a perfect example as to why you don't allow your players to go roaming all over the place. The players that are expected to continue to develop their skills to go on to play international cricket, they don't have the time to play any red ball cricket because they're all over the place. And as I said again, I know it all boils down to money and people doing a job for money. I'm doing job for money. Right? But at the end of the day, we have to try and find some sort of common ground where the players, you know, if it was a case of the players going out there and earning their money and the West Indies cricket is not suffering, no problem. But the cricket is suffering, my viewers and subscribers. The only format of West Indies cricket that we can enjoy some amount of success every now and again is the test team, and that is because majority of the test players, they are not highly sought after, so they have to spend the time to continue to develop their skill. They have to spend the time to continue to develop their technique to play test cricket. But these T20 players, they know that they are people are after them, so once they go and the roles that some of these players are given over there, it's not beneficial to their cricket, because you don't see any of the West Indian players getting an opportunity to bat at number 3, 4, well, and get the role to say, all right, you are to anchor the innings. Majority of our players, even if they bat at 3 or 4, they send them in as pinch hitters. You understand? So nothing it's not developing. It has nothing to do with them settling and batting. I don't know if I'm stretching or I'm reaching, my peeps, but this statement by Rahul Dravid is clear that the entire world know exactly what is wrong with West Indies cricket. Once again, before I leave, the man said all of these leagues playing in the peak, when they are at the peak of their tournament, the different tournaments over there, the red ball tournament. So if they allow the players to go, then that would be the end of their test cricket, which would lead to the end of their ODI cricket. So you look at that and tell me now, why Mr. Jacket and Tie, why Mr. Big Shot and Mr. Big Pants man in a CWI can't do something for help improve the cricket. It's getting worse, man. It's getting worse. But comment section is there, my peeps. Go ahead and let me know what you think. And for all of the fans of the West Indian players that are always in the IPL, I am listening. I know you are going to say that West Indies can't pay them and they have to. The comment section is there, my peeps. Go ahead and let me know one of the things, in.